Welcome to Liquid Moly, guys. Our latest edition from sunny Gold Coast, Burleigh Heads, Queensland, Australia. Today we're going to talk about mental health. We've got a very special guest with us today, Mr. Glen Rhodes, well known as through the industry as Rhodesy, a gentleman that I have known for some 30 odd years, I would say.
Correct, yep.
How are you, buddy?
Good, mate.
Good to have you here, mate.
Thanks for having me here, mate.
Yeah, no worries
Pleasure
at all.
to be here too.
A lot of you may ask, why are we talking about mental health in the construction industry today? Predominantly a solid plastering construction industry, or Venetian plaster, micro cement. Because over a period of 40 years, I've seen so many guys break down from mental health, whether it be disability, peer group pressure, marriage breakdowns, financials, bankruptcy. That's a big one. Mate. Huge. And you know, I hope that a lot of you don't experience it, but through my life, I can honestly say that I don't think that there would be one out of any of you that are watching this today that isn't dealing with a problem of one sort or another. So today I'm joined with Glen, who I've known for a very long time. Rhodesy. Oh, thanks, mate. I met Rhodesy 30 odd years ago. He was a adamant wakeboard professional competing in the nationals down in the Port Macquarie, Taree, Foster area. I did see him have a crack. You weren't too bad, mate. You were young, healthy.
Happy days, Chris. Yeah, definitely was an addict at the boats and the petrol. It was good times. That was in the 90s, mate. So
90s.
Yeah. I think we run into each other in 96. So
96,
96, 95, but 96 formally run into each other and began our journey, I suppose you could say, from there.
And back then you were playing footy for Taree?
I was playing footy in the Port Macquarie area. I did play in Taree in the early 90s, then moved to Port Macquarie in 95. Played down there through the Saturday comp with the board riders, like Cat-Eye was another one I played a lot with there. Enjoyed it and got into the plastering when I ran into you on a job site.
You were a brickie back then?
I was, yes. I did a stint with the brickies and noticed, Crispy here going hard, but noticed the no rocks, and I was very appealed at the no bricks and the cement and the technique the guys went through, and I was in awe of it, and I thought, geez, I'd really like to, and lo and behold, it was Chris and the old partner back then, JD, God rest his soul. He's had an opportunity, the door opened, and Chris had quite a gang back then in the Port Macquarie days, and got me on board. So started there labouring with Chris and showed a keen eye and was very keen, and Chris took me under his wing and helped me progress, and my chapter through the solid plastering industry started. And it's quite a journey, mate. There's a lot of stories we could reminisce about. We probably don't have the time to, but we might have some good crackers.
Maybe another time we can talk about some of the stories.
Yeah. It's taken me to Darwin, down to Canberra, to Burke, Townsville.
There's a story, Burke, yes.
Port Douglas, just to name a few. So
that's a solid plasterer. So solid plastering is a pretty good trade.
Yeah. It's a bit of a dying art, the old sand cement. But you know, the materials are cheap. It's very, very labour intensive, as you're all probably aware, and you just get satisfaction out of your material and your job, and your customers. They're ecstatic at how good it is and how clean it is. It's hard yakka, but I enjoyed it. I didn't like cutting control joints the next day. The guys that leave control joints out just used to drive me insane. But it was good. And then the old pre-blended modified renders come on board there through the 2000s, I think, wasn't it? Around
early 2000s, yeah.
Early 2000s. Builders took it like glue with the that 48-hour paint scenario and the texturing scenario, quickly applied after instead of waiting that curing age days. But and everyone sort of went that way, and you know, plastic beads and all those things come in, and the old days skills and that a lot of you guys have probably got and know what I'm talking about, but it's soon forgotten. It's more easier now just to buy a pallet of shit and turn up with a drill and a bucket scenario in it. Mixer, however, pumps these days, what they're doing. gets it done. As long as you're getting paid, that's the main thing, mate. It's easy to find work, but fuck, it used to be hard to find to get paid.
I remember
Jesus
the
Christ.
first bag of pre-mixed render that turned up on my site, and I thought I think back then it was $7.50 a bag, even in the early days. But,
Yeah.
But geez, buying a pallet of pre-mixed render for $500 or $600, and when you get a ton of sand delivered to site and a pallet of cement, and now they want us to pay $7 a bag for this pre-mixed stuff. Bugger that, I'm not using that shit. But give it a year, we're all using it.
We're all using it. I still remember the first day Dulux pushed you really hard at Port Macquarie. I still remember Timmy Moss, Seat, Marky Freeland, a few of the Port Macquarie boys, and they've pushed and you've gone, we're using it. And we're like, oh, what this shit, righto. And then in a day, we had a couple of labourers just drilling it. We rented the whole house in a day. I think it was a bit of prep work prior. And I think that was a key stepping stone to you starting to lean on it because of how quickly we capitalised in the cleanup and the less labour. You're not dragging around mixers and barrows, drums, hoses, the whole scenario that goes with all that solid plaster and mudboard stands. And then you started tackling all those bigger stuff in port. You had pretty much that whole area lined up with all these mini high-rises, 9-levelers coming out of the ground everywhere, and you're on all.
For 10 or 15 years, we spent 10 or 15 years working together. We did a lot of water skiing together, and
we did
had some good times. And slowly, we saw a bit of a problem coming with you, and your legs started playing up on you and giving you a bit of curry.
I did, mate. Yeah. So, unbeknownst to me, I had an underlying rare genetic disorder called Friedreich's ataxia. It's very rare. There's only about 170 cases in Australia. I didn't know. I was showing symptoms, but was unaware. Obviously, it's comes through genes from your parents. So, without going into the whole backside of it, I've got my balance is completely gone now. But at that stage, the balance is going. Your mobility is affected, and there's other symptoms now that are coming out like heart and stomachs, and anyway, so bowels, bladders, yada yada. I do recall once I got diagnosed, looking back on what was going on, the things that I was doing was a telltale of having this disorder. I call it disorder, it's a disease. So what I had, tripping over, doing this, vertigos and all this, all come back on these days. And I've had it all my life, but undiagnosed. A bad one I do recall was being up at Sobby Island on one of yours with Marky Freeland. We're up on a bit of a plank scenarios. We all get ourselves into scenarios like that, and the overwhelming vertigo and disorientation of I was falling. I remember saying to Feek, "Fuck, I'm about to fall," and he sort of grabbed me and goes, "Mate, you're all right." I said, "Mate, I don't know what's going on. I just fucking can't handle it. I don't know." Anyway, we all got finished and happy days. But about 7 years ago, I got diagnosed with what was going on. There was more symptoms carrying on with the dizziness so I went in a pretty bad spot.
This is coming from a fit, young, healthy.
I was pretty good.
In all aspects of life, you've got a young family, you've got 2 children, you're married, you've got a beautiful wife.
Had some good guys rendering for us, had lots of work, teamed up with Chris, everything was going really well.
And this hits you in the bum.
Yeah, hit me and put me in the left field, and it puts you in a bad spot.
How did you manage that transition from eventually having to say to yourself, well, I physically can't do this anymore? Because I saw you battle for many years, just still trying to hold on to the. I saw you struggle for many years, just trying to stay with the industry until you had to give in and just say, I'm done, I can't do it. How did you transition from being that person you were to, what you're now in a wheelchair pretty much full time?
Yeah.
You can't walk.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, wheelchair.
How did you transition through that period?
Oh, I'm honest, mate, I'm still doing it. It's a hard task, but everyone has their battles, and you do the best you can to confront it and soldier on forward. I was just stuck in a groove where I was like, I don't know what else to do. I still enjoyed the rendering side of it, but I realised that I can't keep doing it and making money, and I should be dead at 45, and I'm now 51. and I'm not as going as fast down the slippery slope as what it.
Did you suffer a lot of depression when you were going through this stage? Have you been?
I've had days of it, yeah. Especially when I realised like there was jobs that were easy in my head, but physically I just couldn't do it, and that was hard because I could see the plan of attack. I knew how to do it, but I couldn't even access some of the spots to get there because my legs and my balance and coordination wouldn't enable me to negotiate the site to actually do it. And I went down the path of having like a render consultant and talking to architects and pushing all the micro cements and these scenarios, and it was good, but it doesn't pay the bills because it takes a long time to get a good name, as you know, Chris, and it takes one bad thing to get a bad name. So it was hard to transition, and when I was trying to transition on shutting the door of rendering, selling everything, I had to just like go, I've got to just stop, take a breath, figure out a new avenue to go to support myself, my family. I didn't want to rely on the government and the dole, as they call it, back in the day. So I have gone down a new door and a new chapter, which is good. So, and I have progressed in that field, and it is an office job, so it's a different change, and it was good, and at first it was daunting because
So going from just tell me, like, going from what are you, young, healthy, in every aspect of life, and then you're in it over the period of years. How did you go with your family life? Like, going into the wheelchair, you've got two kids and a wife, and all of a sudden, you can't.
I'm
How
addict
did you do
golfer.
it? What happened? I don't know.
Oh, it's just it's hard, mate, without breaking down. To be honest, to be perfectly honest, Chris, it's hard. Yeah, I was an addict golfer. I worked at a golf club at night, so I rented during the day. The Tallow Golf Club. It was great. It was a great lifestyle. Got all my kids in the golf, and then I couldn't do that anymore. That was, it's your hobby, it's your fun, it's your sport.
What were you off the stick, mate?
Am I allowed to lie? Apparently, I was a very good fucking putter, right? So I can fucking say that right now. I was in single figures, boys and girls. So Roger. So, cheers. I have put on a little bit more weight than what I used to run around at, and feet. I know you're going to be laughing at me, but it is true.
And that's part and parcel of, obviously being stuck in a wheelchair. That's another battle.
Yes, it is a battle. The NDIS, I'll give them a quick shout out. They've been a good help for me. It was a struggle to get to where I am to be on it, but they have supported in not financial. They support you in support like a wheelchair, like the braces I use to help when I stand up to shower, go to the toilet, the bath, bedroom, and stuff like that. But back to the family life, it's taken its toll on my family, mate.
I bet it has.
My kids were young; they're now teenagers, and it's still hard on them. My wife's good; she's a clinical nurse, so she gets it, but it's hard on her too because she sees what's happened and where we were, and now where we're going. Hence the new shutting the rendering door, unfortunately, and going down the new avenue. So I am now an account manager for Wholesome Concrete. So I was able to bring my skills that I've learned from Chris from running a business across and bringing my work ethics and what I'd learned to people that are running their business and understanding their needs and their necessities and helping them. Which is what a rep does, like Adrian Gash, for example, great bloke, good rep.
I do believe
in the rendering industry.
We have a man from the Mankind Project who is into men helping men and recover from the stresses of everyday life.
Yep.
We're actually got the Mankind Project will be on here in 2 weeks' time, so look out for that one. That's going to be exciting.
We're looking forward to watching that one, yeah, for sure.
So yeah, all right. So you've got back on your, or I can't say you got back on your feet.
Well, you can, but technically no.
You're happy. Your family life sort of going as good as can be expected, considering
it is, mate. Yeah,
the difficulty in day-to-day life.
The day-to-day life struggle is never going to stop. The mental stuff is nowhere near as bad Because
is there help out there? Like I know that you never spoke about this.
No,
I
I
never
bottled
asked
it.
for help. You never spoke about it.
Yeah, I just bottled it. Yeah.
You know, we've had some good chats over the past over a few beers,
we have,
but
mate.
you bottled a lot of it yourself. I mean, you're a stellar man. You're up here, mate. To battle this by yourself and not.
Is that standing up or sitting in the wheelchair?
But for the other people out there, you know, what can they do? Like, can you give some advice to, like, there's help out there?
There is. So, unfortunately, a lot of us blokes don't go and talk, and I was one of them. But I did go through. The government does have stuff in place for guys that want to talk, and the mental health side of it, and you can get free appointments to talk to people through your GP. It's just you need to just bring it up to them having trouble. The GP will spot you if you're having trouble, and they'll coast you through and get you to see someone. And just because you're going to see that person doesn't mean you got to spill your beans to them. You got to feel comfortable talking to that person. You don't feel comfortable being around and talking to that person because it's pretty D&M what you're doing. And move to the next one. You don't have to be obligated to that person. You got to feel that connection. And when you do talk, and I have had a chat to some people and found one, and I only saw him twice, and it put me in a whole new direction. It felt like a weight come off me. I wish it did come off me, but it's you need to do it, and it's taken that step to do it. So my wife pushed me badly. She goes, "You need to talk to someone. It's really building."
Your
on
wife, she's a nurse.
Yeah, she's a clinical nurse.
Natty?
Yeah, Natty. Yeah. Lovely woman. Puts up with me. I don't know how, but yeah. And she's gone through all this transition as well. But yeah, you just need to take the initiative and
go and seek some help.
Go and seek some help. Yeah, definitely.
No matter what it is.
Rendering such a hard job. You're doing it for yourself. And
paperwork,
clothing,
all the assets of the construction industry. As I said, I don't think there'd be anyone out there in construction that's not suffering from one thing or another.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, gambling addictions, alcoholism, drug addicts. It's huge. Like everyone, it's a hard, tough slug out there in construction.
You're right, mate. You are. Yeah. There's a lot of pressure on a lot of people. Don't feel like you're the only one that's going through it because everyone does it. You just go and talk. And the best way is to just talk to your GP to get your referral to go and have a chat to someone and make sure you connect with that person you're talking to. And believe it or not, it makes a big difference. Puts you where you need to be and helps you look at the forward picture and stop dwelling on shit that's happening or in the past.
Forward picture. Where do you see yourself in the future? Where's your life going now?
Mate, at the moment, I'm very good at my role. I'll piss in my own pocket. I've been promoted 3 times in the last 3 years. And I do see myself growing, as they call it, a corporate tree. Mm-hmm. I can see myself climbing that ladder. I'm not in a rush to. I'm quite comfortable where I'm at and what I'm doing.
So this has taken you 10 years. Because I know this sort of struck you 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It's taken you 10 years to find your happy place again?
Yeah. Still not happy because of the daily battles. Like, I've just had the bathroom renovated so I can access it a lot easier and things like that, mm-hmm. which has been a big thing for me. It's taking each day as it comes, but looking for the future is like, I'm already looking forward to the kids. I'm planning when we go away that wheelchairs are involved with everything. It's a funny way to plan things, but you just got to accommodate it and just embrace it. It's like, it's not a downfall. It's just still getting out there. I'm still doing things. I'm still seeing friends. I'm down here seeing
I did see you with a trowel in your hand and a wheelchair the other week. Good to see you still having a crack, mate.
Yeah. I couldn't bear to let someone else rent in my place, so I did a little bit myself and did it. And then I had to call on the likes of Stevie Dunn and Marky Freeland to come and help with the texturing. I couldn't keep up along those walls, or a little bit long in the sun for me. So sure, there's a heap of other good blokes out there like Scribby and Craig and Holmesy that could have come and helped me, but and yourself. But you know, it's
well, mate, it's a cripple talking to a cripple here at the moment.
It is, mate. Yeah, I don't know if the guys know what's going on with you.
No, it's been a bit quiet.
You're struggling a bit yourself at the moment. You know, you've got your face deft in the eye, more or less, at your age, mate. I don't mean to bring your age into it, but you've come out of it not bad, but it's not fucking good. So,
well, that's anyway.
enough of that.
Yeah. So look, Glenn, to all you guys out there that think you're doing it tough, go and get some help if you want to. We can't tell you to do that. It's up to you. You have to go and do it, and you have to realise. And I don't know too many people that actually do take that step and go and get help. They normally sit in the background and they do nothing about it, and it just goes on and on and on and on. It's a quality of life. There's a quality of life there to be had. Glenn's a perfect example that he has gone from where he was to being in 2 braces. You can't see his legs in here, but he's got massive big braces on both legs. He can't walk. His wheelchair's at the door. But he's a man of caliber that has not let the disability beat him. It doesn't make his life comfortable, but he is going on with life. And because he asked for help, he knew that he had a problem and he seeks help, and it's got his head to where he is today. He's a perfect example of the change that he made to his own life by choosing to realise that there was an issue and he needed, whether it be physical or mental health. It's available to everyone there, and unless you take that step and go and do it for yourself, your life isn't going to change for the better.
Correct. Nailed it. 100%, mate.
Rogie's got 2 beautiful kids and a lovely wife, and a beautiful family they are together. I know them all very well.
You do?
And mate, I've got to say, mate, thank you so much for coming in and spending some time with Rosie. I really appreciate it, mate.
For that shoulder there, man. Too many red walls.
Yeah.
Stacks of bikes.
Anything else you want to say?
No, look, just if you're going in a dark spot, guys, don't sit there bottling it up. It's the worst thing you can do. You go down the wrong roads, wrong paths, and people around you that do love you and do think of you and do rely on you, they can't handle what's going on when you're doing this. And it's to help you, but it's more to help the people around you as well. And it's just a little step. It's not hard. Take the initiative. Go and see someone, talk to them, and it'll put you on the road to where you need to go.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate. Pleasure. Thanks for having me, Chris.
Love you.
See you, mate. Love you too, buddy.